Hey, welcome to Unit 7. Here's our first lesson, multi-step equations. Math career for today. How about a lawyer or an attorney? You're familiar with those in some form or fashion. You can read about it there on the right. You can see a pretty healthy salary there, but you will need some math to get through. Math, of course, will help you with your logic, with your reasoning, with your arguments, because you're going to be doing a lot of arguing, and the arguments have to be logical and straight to the point. And math will help you get there, believe it or not. Alright, today we will learn to solve equations with more than two steps. You've solved equations in the past. We will review quite a bit today. Ask yourself what the first step will be in each of the following. So you've got 17 equals 2y minus 3. Our job here is to get that y by itself. We want the y all alone on either side of the equation. In this case, it's on the right. And so what we want to do here is get rid of what's farthest away from the y. Is it the 2 that we're multiplying? 2y means to multiply by 2, or is it the minus 3? Just by looking at it, you can tell that the minus 3 is further away, so get rid of that guy first. What's the opposite of subtracting 3? Of course, it's to add 3, not to one side, but to both sides, because it's an equation. Now, we would have to do another step to ultimately solve for y, but our job right now is just what's the first step? How about this one? 3m multiplied by 24 equals 48. Well, the opposite of multiplying by 24, of course, is to divide by 24. Good. How about this one? 5 divided into m plus 9. Well, on the left side there, I've got that plus 9 is further away, so I'm going to subtract 9 from both sides. How about this one here? What do you think? Hopefully you said add 4. Good. How about this one? There's only one thing to do. Remember that y over 6 means y divided by 6. So we're going to multiply both sides by 6. How about this one? 48 equals b minus 7. The opposite of subtracting 7 is to add 7 to both sides. How about this one? Does it matter if we're dealing with decimals? Not at all. Decimals, just a number 2. Go ahead and subtract 4 from both sides. And how about our last one here? 38 equals n plus 17. Excuse me. The opposite of adding 17 is to simply subtract 17 from both sides. Good. Alright then. Let's see. Now what happens if we have something like this? This problem, of course, contains addition, multiplication, and division. The division there is the division bar and 3 below it. So, to find a solution, we're going to need to remove the 1, the 2, and the 3. So what do we do first here? So taking a look, what's farthest away from the variable? So in this case, when you're dealing with this, look at the grouping symbols. You want to get rid of this piece down here, the division by 3. Let's leave the top alone for now, and let's go ahead and get rid of this guy. We'll consider that division bar there to be separating it pretty well. So what's the opposite of dividing by 3? Well, of course, that's going to be to multiply by 3, and not just one side, but both sides. So the 3's will cancel. That's good news. That leaves us 2x plus 1 equals 21. So we rewrite the equation. Now tell me what's furthest away from x. Hopefully you see it's positive 1. So now we're going to look to do what? We're going to subtract 1 from both sides. Good. And now we're left with simple, straightforward equation. 2 times x equals 20. Obviously we can divide both sides by 2, and we get an answer of x equals 10. Very good. So if you plug a 10 back in there, at the very beginning of the problem, you'd end up with 7 on the right-hand side. Alright, let's try this one here. You've got 7 equals 3x minus 4 over 2. So what do you think you do first? Why don't you give this one a try? Go ahead and press pause. Look back and think back what we just covered, and give this one a shot. I'll be right here for you in just a second. Okay, so did we start by multiplying not one side by 2, but both sides by 2? Rewrite your equation. And now what's furthest away from x? The 3 or the subtract 4? Well, obviously it's the subtract 4. So we're going to add 4 to both sides, which will give us 18 equals 3x. And now what's the opposite of multiplying by 3? That's to divide by 3. And finally we get an answer of x equals 6. Okay, hopefully you got that one. So you'll notice there that we just always start with what's furthest away and work our way back into a nice, easy answer. Now you may have to simplify one or both expressions or sides of the equation as your first step. For example, this one here, 2m plus m equals 14 minus 2. These are an expression on the left and an expression on the right. It'd be much easier just to clean these up. So what is 2m plus 1m? And what is 14 minus 2? So certainly it's going to be easier then to clean up the individual expressions and then do our one-step answer in this case. Alright, so let's watch this one. Go ahead and take just a watch. Just sit back and relax. I'll do the work here. 8x minus 1 minus 5x equals 5. Well, what can we combine here? Can we combine the 8x and the negative 5x? Simplify that down to, very good, 3x minus 1 equals 5. Go back to what we know how to do. Get rid of what's furthest away from x. So we add 1 to both sides. And we get 3x equals 6. Divide both sides by 3. And our final answer is x equals 2. Nothing to it. Nothing to it. So, in each of the following here, just tell me, just kind of play along here. What would be your first step? Did you say to add 3 to both sides? That's correct. What's your first step here? Okay, hopefully you said to add 8 to both sides. And what's your first step on this one? 3w plus 2 equals 87. How about we subtract 2 from both sides? How about this one? 38 equals n plus 3n. In this case, the first step would be to simply combine them. So you should end up by adding the 1n to the 3n, which would give you 4n on the right-hand side. What about this one? Y plus 5 over 4 equals 21. Hopefully you thought to multiply both sides by 4. First step now. First step. Hopefully you said add 9 and 3 together to get 12. Simplify that right-hand side to give you 12, then go on with multiplying by 4. How about this one? Nice, easy problem. One step and you're done. Multiply both sides by 5. How about this guy here? 9 minus 2c plus c equals negative 13. What's the first step now? First step, combine like terms or combine the c's, right? Negative 2c plus 1c, you should end up with a negative c there. How about this one? First step, did you say multiply both sides by 4? That's the right answer. Alright, that's it for Unit 7-1. There at the top, you'll see a place you can go to get more information if you'd like. Just go to that website, punch in the code there at the bottom, the search code, and view video examples 1 and 2. If you want some digital scored practice, go to the same place, except where the video is. Below the video, you'll see a practice icon. Just click on that, and you can practice right away. Alright then, we'll see you soon.